author, softball player, sportsman, had Bob, 76 years old. And Bob had both knees replaced, but he's like most seniors I get, including myself at 70. Look how passive that stride is. If you want to throw a ball, you would take a nice wind, a longer stride, and a good, strong hip action, but you get so little hip action that right here you just end up rolling into it. And look how you're shifting your feet back and forth. You lift it up right down in place. You wouldn't throw a ball in from the outfield there. You end up rolling over it because you haven't lengthened out enough to get the weight transfer to the front foot and get a good rotation, a good drive. Now your hand path overall is pretty good. You're not up, but watch this. You shift your foot, you lift it up, and then you stutter step. How would you throw a ball? How do you get any kind of a hip power in that way? You just don't. So the thing we need to do. So we worked on the weight transfer. We weight transfer, hold our upper body back, and slide the feet together. The Festus from Gunsmoke drill, just a little bit of a limp. And now we convert that into reach ahead, open the front foot to trigger the opening of the hips. Good. A little bit vertical on it, you could be a little bit tighter. Now the diagonal torque drill, vastly improved. You know, you're 76 years old, and that's fantastic. You look 15 years younger doing these. It's a great drill, and really it's a base of what all your improvements going to be. Look at there. To throw a bat, use your hips to wind, step ahead, and rotate and throw. Look at how explosive that is. That's the throwing motion of the hips is really what we want to get, a good tight rotation. See, off the swing simulator here rope, there's a little bit of wind, nice and explosive. Now we want to make sure we don't roll over, so we want to rotate, get a lot of real strong lead arm, almost like a Roman salute, like a stabbing with an ice pick, but then your top hand comes late and snaps. That's what they work together right at the point of impact, but your top hand has much less focus. Here's the left hand drill, drive the knee and go around, but you're actually rolling over on that. Got you a heavy bag here, and we wanted to make sure you stayed in a palm down, palm up position. You can work the rotation, drive and extension, and snap. Now here we use a frisbee to throw towards the point of contact. Not very good here. Watch your hips here. Your upper body's throwing, your hips aren't opening. So again, you always go back. You need to go back to this, Bob. Get that wind, and then using the swing simulator, that's a lot better. Again, this can't be just straightforward. You have to have a good rotation with it and a good drive like you did there. And then here with an axe handle here, we try to go over the top of the rope without rolling over. Good. 76 years old, I'm impressed. And look how explosive that is. You know, your hands are quick. And if you drive the knob towards the bottom of the ball with a left hand stab and then let the top hand finish you driving it, awesome. Working off the tee, you tended to short step it once in a while on the tee. Watch right here. Up, you're right back down, and then you roll over the top. Well, you're never off your back foot. See that? With your back foot, it's almost like an anchor. That's how you work to start. So that's going to be the whole key for you doing that diagonal torque and throwing the hips open and actually twisting them open with that front foot turns open and down. Again here, watch how you stretch it out a little bit longer, pulls the weight off your back foot, and look how much better that is. You've got to get a long enough stride to get weight transfer to help pull that weight off the back foot. Your left foot opens, that triggers the explosive rotation, better launch angle. So your first live swing's outside here, open up, nice practice swing. You know, it's not perfect, but it's really close. Lift it up, short step it right away. See, then you're going to roll over the top. Bring your front foot back this time here, reach it ahead a little bit, lengthen it out. Good swing, okay? That's what we want to do. You keep going back, and again, the diagonal torque drill. This is just going to be your bread and butter. Work this every day, 3 sets of 10 every day, and make this your starting focus on your butt. We reach it ahead, and you hit some great balls here. What I like here is that you really have a natural, your left hand is stabbing right towards the point of impact, and your top hand drives through. They drive together, the wrist toward together, but you have a strong natural top hand. And look at your left hand, it's driving the knob right where the bat is going to snap to. Beautiful. And your hips are still rotating at the end. You just keep working on this and get more flexible and fluid. Now there you step to the inside. See, again, this should be your motion right here. Wind back. Wind back. Don't just step and land. All your momentum's gone. Pretty short stride there, but a good rotation, a good pull, and a good drive. Watch your torque. You torque your shoulders up and stab the knob. You could have your hands back and wound a little bit more, but I'm going to catch a little slack at 76. That's a great snap. Look at the hips continue to turn open, a fine swing. You start out at 52 mile an hour average, not very good. And when you finish up there, you went to right field with a good cut ball. You finished at 59, 7 miles an hour increase. Your high was 59, and your new high was 68 miles an hour. You hit a ball 275, which would carry to your fence there. And you're leaving some on the table yet. See if you can get those hands pulled back a little bit more. And then watch your point of contact here. On these lower pitches, you should be hitting right there. See, and you're hitting way out front where you roll over. So understand if you can weight back on those. That's a good swing right there. Make sure you combine the throwing and the opening torque. That pitch there, you missed on the bottom a little bit, but it was a good cut swing. And you drove through. Are your hips rotating and driving and getting a good torque? Yep, just a little bit flat with it. Maybe a little bit more shoulder torque on the open.
26 miles per hour, 55 miles per hour, 26 miles per hour, 54 miles per hour, 26 miles per hour, 57 miles per hour, 25 miles per hour, 64 miles per hour.
That frisbee throw power. There you go. That's what your focus has got to drill to that a little bit more.
All right, 75. Swinging up.
Right idea. You just hit the bottom of the ball too much. Right idea. That was a good swing. Just a little bit early.
Okay, 90.
That frisbee throw power. There you go. That's what your focus has got to drill to that a little bit more.
Nice.
Wow.
26 miles per hour, 55. 26 miles per hour.
Good.
25 miles per hour.
You know, I've got to come back, wind up, and come forward, you know, properly with the weight, and you know, bring in, get the hips open, and once I do that, I think I'd be more consistent.
So, what drills do you think you go home with, Bob? What are the two you'll take the most?
I'm going to take home the diagonal torque, and I'm going to take home the seated simulator swing.